What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Ad-lib style too, and not read it off the script as much.
I don't read mine off the script anymore either. So.
Oh, pro over here. God damn.
No, wait. Before we get started, I already hit record.
God damn. Hey, do we remember what episode number we were?
That's what I'm looking. 16.
That's what. Gotta love tuning into a pro podcast every year that doesn't know what episode every year.
Every year.
Every week. Doesn't know.
We only do this.
Doesn't know what
number
we're on for episodes.
If we only did this once a year.
That'd be like a 5-hour podcast because you.
That'd be so long. You'd go the whole season.
Yeah, you'd have to do the whole season, but like you would have to do it, and then in order to keep your sanity, you'd have to like be like we can only talk about each race for 15 minutes. Like
you have to give time.
We're gonna cover the highlights, and then we're gonna say like one or two things about it, and then that's it.
We've been screwed.
That'd be like an
Australia.
all day, Saturday type thing, you know?
Just a live episode. Tune in and watch when you want to watch.
Yeah.
But on that note,
we're only 8 races out of the 24, and we're already going nuts.
Right. On that note, hello everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of F1 Underground. It's episode 16 because you just heard us trying to figure out which one it was.
Yep.
Yes, we're here today. We're do our normal meme of the week, weekly news, and then we have some predictions for Canada this weekend. The best country.
Oh, Canada.
Yes, it'll be the national anthem. We'll watch together on Sunday, and we'll be able to sing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Dad will actually want to watch the race this weekend.
Just to hear the national anthem.
Even though he'll think we're only over for Father's Day because of the race like last year. But Canada's early compared to last year. This was later in the summer, I think.
Canada was... Oh, poop.
Because I feel like last year was... Or maybe not. Last year's race was also later on in the day, but it wasn't Miami.
I'm looking it up.
There was a race last year on Father's Day that we watched like later in the afternoon.
Results 2022. I don't know if this is going to give me the day.
No, just search Canada GP 2022.
June 17th and 19th. So
same weekend.
Right on the money for the weekend, yeah.
Okay. All right, so we'll do meme of the week first. Meme of the week.
Meme of the week. Am I going first or you?
You can go first. Let me just take away. Okay. Since you couldn't use Formula Dank.
Since I couldn't use Formula Dank, it was stolen from me. I'm joking. I fully support what all the Reddit communities are doing. So mine's not necessarily a meme, but we had talked 2 weeks ago now, I think at this point, about Apple Vision Pro and the headset and everything.
Oh, yeah.
We had talked about what that might look like in terms of watching like a race. And I was scrolling on Twitter and I actually found this, which, I lost the tweet. I was going to give credit to the person. Let's see if I can't find it in a quick scroll. Fantastic content. I can't find it. Okay. So you can see
I'll
here.
insert Jeopardy music. Don't worry.
it looks very much like multi-viewer. If you have that app, you get all the different leaderboards and video camera angles and all that jazz. But you can see on the left, you got your live leaderboard. Your big screen is the main feed of the race, and on the corner they have 2 cameras. One being Lance Stroll, the other one being Lewis Hamilton. I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but there's those little icons right there.
Yeah, I can see it.
For the person's head of who you're watching, which I thought's a nice touch. I think there's more that you could do with this, but I do like the concept. I just struggle with I'm going to sit down and watch a Formula One race, or I'm going to sit down and do anything, and I'm going to put a ginormous headset
VR headset.
on my
I know.
and try to relax that way. But regardless, but yeah, like what I was talking about last time was like down here, where my cursor is, like right below the main feed screen. It'd be sweet if you had like a track layout, and then you could see like 3D positioning, like where the person was. Kind of like, I'm trying to think of like an easy example to use, but like you just have like a line that comes up from the track, and then it has the person's name, like you see on the left side of the leaderboard, you know, and it just follows them, you know, tracks them live where they are on the track. I think that'd be such a cool, like, neat little touch. It would give me a reason to watch it, just to be like, look at how cool this is. Other than just like, you know, these couple screens, because this is the same thing as watching it on multi-viewer.
So, yeah.
But I thought it was cool. I think it's a neat little touch. I think you could definitely expand on it though. So, like I said,
and that's just like a user. Someone made that graphic.
Someone
just like put together.
This up, yeah,
mocked it up.
So someone literally just like cut the F1 leaderboard out, and then took this screenshot and took this, and then someone photoshopped this together. But for a legitimate look of a F1 TV app on the headset, this makes sense. But like I said, there's got to be something for me there to make it like I'm putting this on to get this unique experience of the
and worth
like,
the $3,000.
Yeah. And like I said last time, it'd be sweet if they could somehow put like those 360 cameras in the cars with the drivers, and then like you could be in the cockpit with a driver and you're free. The reason I say 360 cameras, so then you're free to look around like on your
own.
Like
playing the video game.
Yeah, you're not tied to wherever the camera is strapped onto their head, and you know you're tied to where they're gonna look and everything. I think that'd be sweet, but that's my meme of the week, although not necessarily a meme. But
no, I liked it. This was random. Is Charles Leclerc the only one that has a helmet cam? I feel like he's the only one you ever see.
No, I've seen Checo before.
Okay.
I've seen there's other people that have it. Yeah.
Because I know last year Lando was the only one that had the camera at the feet.
The pedal cam. I think that's so
which
cool.
Was cool. I know I haven't seen that this year. They should bring it back.
I love the look of that, because it's cool to see them like actively doing that as they're driving. You know, obviously you don't see that, so you kind of forget about it. But like, I would love to know like where they are. Like again, like a track layout of where they are in terms of like their break point, like their reference point for like braking. You know, like this is when they're gonna start slamming on the brakes, and then you see it like live, like them slamming on the brakes. Yeah, that's would be my only like adjustment to it. But yes, I have seen
other drivers
with the helmet cam. Yeah.
All right, mine is a meme. It has to do with Le Mans from this week.
Oh boy.
So let me hit play. So yeah, it says Ferrari fans coming from winning the 24-hour of Le Mans to being the 4th fastest car in F1. Someone underneath says, "You're mean the 10th fastest car in F1." Obviously it's the clip of Wanda waking up in WandaVision having no one. So
this is such a good use of this clip, because the dream she's waking up from is like with her kids, and she's so happy and everything, and then she wakes up to this utter despair, like gray, blank, depressing room, and it's just like you see the smile on her face like right there. It's just like, I'm so happy, and then it's like, never mind. Like
I mean, it's literally every Ferrari fan. I even saw that Maddie from the P1 podcast, he was like, Ferrari, we won something, and people were like, do they think he's on the team? Like that Drake meme. And they're like like, I mean, people were celebrating like it was literally, I mean, it was the 100th year of Le Mans. We'll get into it. We're going to cover it some more. But yeah, I thought
that's good. I like that.
Oh, can you hear the sound? I can hear the sound.
I cannot hear the sound, no. I don't need to hear the sound, though. Isn't it, if I remember the scene from the movie, isn't it like her kid's laugh is like fading from her ear?
Yeah, but they only have, you don't hear the kids, you just hear her sitting up and like the sheets rust. like making a noise, and then she lets out like a sigh. And when I was just talking, I was like, "What the hell is that noise?" It was freaking me out, and then I realized it's the meme. So yes, let me just
watching a video.
Let me mute it. But yes, that was my meme of the
tough.
week.
I mean, that's a tough break for Ferrari fans. Let's just
go right into. Yeah, we'll go out of order. Let's just go right into Le Mans. So obviously, I watched some parts of Le Mans. I did not watch the whole thing. Obviously, everyone knows it's 24 hours straight. After they had like normal F1 stuff, they had practice sessions, qualifying. And qualifying, it was a Ferrari front row lockout.
Right.
Both of their hypercars were in it. 3 drivers per car. And the one had a lead for a very long time. Not the car that won, the other Ferrari car. But yes.
I'm trying to remember their numbers.
51's one that won. And 50.
Yes.
I think it was 50 and 51.
Oh.
Let
me
look back.
I didn't watch it, but I watched highlights this morning, and it's fascinating to see because it's like, obviously, like you said, and everybody knows, it's a 24-hour race. So you're swapping out drivers, you're, racing through the night and everything. Like, it's wild, and I kind of want to watch.
50 and 51.
There you go. Okay. I kind of want to watch, like, a couple hours of it, or at least, like, a couple hours during the day and then a couple hours at night just to see, like...
Well, and they show the clips of them driving at night. I mean, the track is pitch black.
The track is dark. Yeah.
Scary. And it was pouring at one point. I was telling you about it, the clip I saw. I think it was raining on half of the track. So literally their tires weren't right. And the 2 cars they show were just like sliding like they're on ice skates. Like
it was wild to watch. The highlights, and I definitely was like, God damn it. Like, I kind of wish I like watched this a little bit like live. But the one thing I thought was really cool, and it makes so much sense in my head, but it's still funny to see. Like, obviously, like F1, you want to have in and out pit stop. Like, come in, change the tires, get out. You want to be in and out in less than like 2 seconds, But like these pit stops were still fast, but like
not as fast.
They weren't as fast. Like, there was a guy, like, as soon as the car pulled in and stopped, there was a guy climbed on the hood and then like sprayed like this foam on the windshield and then was cleaning the windshield. Like, I was like, this is so like funny to watch. And it's like, I'm definitely showing like my inexperience here in terms of watching, motorsport and F1 and but like, it was just so funny to me to see. And then you see like the door pop open to the car and the driver pretty much just like sticks his arms out. And there's a pit stop crew member that just comes over and like sticks his arms underneath, like in his
they like pick him up, like
lifts him out.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, it makes so much sense. Like, it's gonna be so much easier for somebody on the outside just to yank the person out rather than them to like climb through the hole and like all that stuff. But like just watching it happen, I was like, this is comical to watch, but it does make sense. And it was a really cool highlight reel to watch. And I honestly like, they showed a lot. In a 10-minute highlight video that I watched, they showed a lot.
You got a lot of
like, the fact that they broke this 24-hour race down to 10 minutes, I was like, that's also nuts to me. But that's more of the props to the video editors than it is anything racing related. But
I know Ferrari, obviously, I saw people, I didn't see it, but I think they messed up a pit stop. Where it's like, it's not a Ferrari race without them messing up a pit stop. But
it
wasn't the car that won.
Oh, okay. Because the car that won, when he had his last pit stop, or like his first pit stop at the car's last pit stop, he went to go again and the car had died. So they had to like literally like recycle the whole car and turn off and then turn back on like all the electronics, like the car itself, like all that stuff. But I can imagine like Ferrari fans like watching that and having
people literally freaking out.
Flashbacks like,
they showed the one clip they showed. I saw a clip. It was a Toyota car crashed, and they like go to Charles Leclerc in the garage, and he's like, "Ooh!" Like the face he makes, and people are like, one, he's like, "Thank God it's not me this time," and two, he literally his reaction was so quick. People were like, he just wanted to cheer because it wasn't Ferrari. And then there's other clips. Yeah, there's other clips of him like talking to the president of Ferrari. They're like Charles Leclerc's asking how he can get this pit crew and this team to be in the race next week in Canada because they were so good. But I think there was a team of all girls. It was like the first time in history of all women drivers. Cool. I can't remember who for though. And I always thought it was just the hypercars that had to enter, but I think there was like a.
So they kind.
It wasn't a NASCAR, right?
No, so they kind of touched on that in the highlights that I watched. It seemed to me that there were 3 categories when in Le Mans, because I noticed like right at the end, you know how in Formula 1 when after the race is done they pull into the pit lane and there's the 1, 2, and 3 slot, or like the spots that all the cars pull up to. There was the same thing, but they all said 1 on it, and there were like different types of cars. There was the hypercar, but then it was like the Ferrari hypercar won the hypercar race, but then there was a Chevy Corvette that was winning like the GT something race, and he was first out of all the GT type cars. So it's Ferrari hypercar won the entire thing. They had the fastest time. It had the fastest time in general. He was the first across the finish line. Okay. But it was like he won, and then these other like it basically was like hypercar. Then there's another tier that I'm forgetting, and then there was like the GT tier, I think it was called. I don't know if tier is the right word to describe it, but those cars were like Porsches, Corvettes, like stuff like that, like more just like heavily modified like road cars instead of like specifically designed like cars for these certain situations. It was like road legal cars that were just heavily modified. But yeah, definitely want to watch it again. I mean, it was cool to watch the highlights.
I'll have to pay attention more to it next year because it's definitely seems cool. But I mean, I saw clips, like the pictures that were coming from it. I follow this one photographer. He does a lot of stuff for Ferrari now and Charles Leclerc. He like posted he was like up in a helicopter during the race, like taking pictures from the helicopter.
That's cool.
I was like, geez. I mean, Charles Leclerc was there. Everyone knew he was probably the most famous person on the grid. Took a picture with the Michelin Man.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. LeBron James, yes. But I think I saw 2 things about LeBron James. I thought so many things about Charles Leclerc. He got chased by a dinosaur, and that dinosaur tweeted that he's coming to Canada to terrorize Charles Leclerc even more.
I saw that on Twitter right before we started. It was like the photo of the dinosaur in a
on the plane.
It was like, I'm on my way to terrorize Charles Leclerc. I'm like, I don't understand what this is about, but I love it.
I don't know where he came from on the grid, the dinosaur, but he literally was chasing Charles Leclerc on the grid. But one of the guys, I think it's Antonio Fioco, if that's how you say his last name, he was in the other car. He grew up with Charles Leclerc in like the Ferrari Driver Academy and Prima and all that stuff. He probably could have been in Formula 1, but he went another direction. And then the Italian Jesus, Antonio Giovinazzi, he was in Formula 1 for a little bit, lost his seat. He was on Alfa Romeo when Kimi retired.
Oh, okay.
And then he stopped. He was, I think, their third or like a development driver last year, but now he's on there. So like people were excited for him because he literally lost his seat in Formula 1 and then just won one of the most historic races that's in motorsports.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charles Leclerc was there. I saw pictures. He was out there until 2 a.m. and then he was back the next morning, super early. So he might have slept as much as the drivers. He knew that a flight coming to Montreal, he could sleep on the way there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was cool to. I was shocked LeBron James was there. Is he a motorsports fan, or did they invite him to start?
They may have invited him, but in the highlights that I watched, it just shows it like a shot from his back, but like he's got a pretty like noticeable figure. He's got the beard.
Compared to racing drivers, they're all like kind of short to begin with.
And all I see is just him just like leaning over the railing, just like waving the flag, but I don't see his face. I see his beard and like the body, and I'm like,
who it was?
LeBron James? And then the guy commentating the highlights was like, "Oh, LeBron James gets us started here at Le Mans." I was like, "Oh, okay." You would think
I remember seeing
the Centurion race, they would get someone more historical for the sport. But
in like motorsports, you think you would have. But yeah, I mean, I've seen things. People were interviewing Charles Leclerc. He said it's something he definitely wants to do. Max Verstappen said he wants to drive in Le Mans one time.
I wonder if that's like I want to say
what they do after
holy grail for like lack of a better term, like of like Ferrari, like not Ferrari, Formula One drivers or drivers in general that are just like, I want to take place, like be there and drive in Le Mans, or I want to win it, but like I just want to be there in general. Like,
well, that's what I saw people saying. Ford probably saw Ferrari win, and they're going to be in Le Mans next year. But that's because I've seen people say before that Max Verstappen is probably one driver that could win the Triple Crown. He could go to Indy and win a race, and then he could win Le Mans. So like that's what people were saying. People were then saying, could you imagine a team with Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen?
That'd be pretty good.
2 out of the 3 drivers, but yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't do it together. They're respected rivals.
Yeah.
But yes, that was Le Mans. It'll be back next year.
You want to stick with Leclerc and talk about his?
Oh yeah, we can.
Him and Sainz's issues, or just his issues? Actually, my bad.
Yeah, it's not Sainz's issues; it's his issues.
I read Spain as Sainz.
No, so we all know what happened in Spain for Leclerc. There was some issue between FP3 and Quali, where the car worked fine in FP3, but when time came for Quali, he literally could not turn the car left. It just felt completely strange. Obviously, they changed everything. He was out Q1. They changed everything. He didn't really have a great race on Sunday. So they sent all the parts back. We found out today that there was no physical breakages or malfunctions with Charles Leclerc's SF23 in their post-Spanish GP inspections in Maranello. A setup-related issue is suspected to have troubled Leclerc in qualifying. So who did the setup wrong in between FP3 and qualifying? I know people don't want to bring up that there's sabotage, but like that's a little suspicious. Like what happened in those 3 hours in between FP3 and qualifying? That the car literally was not drivable.
It goes to show that there's something deeper going on here. Something a little shady going on here. Or, and I feel like this is the more likely, and it's the more heartbreaking one, Ferrari's garage and engineers right now are just a bunch of idiots and are very incompetent. And like, I mean, like it's a statement of like, I like joke about it, but it's like big if true. Like, it's like, this is, if there truly were no breakages on the cars and there was no physical malfunctions with the components of the car, and it points directly to, hey, somebody did this wrong. Ferrari needs to go to like whatever kind of like internal affairs type thing there is, and like do a full sweep of the garage. Like, who set it up? Who put the pieces together going between these 2 practices? And why all of a sudden was it like, never mind, can't turn the car. This sucks. This thing sucks. Like,
do some investigation. Like, it's not that hard. Like, just figure it out. I know. I was just trying to find. Someone tweeted about how the communication in between different parts of Ferrari is just literally falling apart. And I'm like, how? Like,
non-existent right now?
Yeah, just like between 2 different teams within Ferrari, like the engineering team compared to something else. It's just like they're not working together. They're not communicating well together. So like literally what is happening inside Ferrari? Someone tweeted the only people that you can rely on in Ferrari are Fred, Charles Leclerc, and Charles Leclerc's physio. They're literally the only people you can.
Yeah.
The only people you can count on. Like, I don't know. Something's wrong. Something is completely wrong that they need to figure it out quick.
Yeah, it's just, it's like, I feel like I'm a broken record when saying this. It's just like something needs to change within that garage at Ferrari, and it's more than just Fred. It's just do an investigation.
Fred's working with literally what he was given. Like,
at a minimum, do an investigation just to buy back some confidence from the fans. Like, just to like trick us into believing like, oh hey, at least they're doing something about it. Like, that's the thing. 2 weeks, let's flash forward to the future in two weeks, and they're like, hey, we did an investigation. We couldn't determine it, like, blah, 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 and everything. It's like, okay, like, probably should have found it, but also at the same time, like you did an investigation. Like, that's, we did ask that of you. You did it.
Right, like, how long did it take to run the tests on the parts of his car? They apparently sent them back last week after they changed everything. Like, what's just happening inside Nello? I'm going to take a trip. I'm going to give him a piece of my mind.
Casey's going to go knock on their door.
Excuse
I'd like
me.
to have a word with you, please.
Fred, I'd like to speak with you.
Casey's will become and only become a Karen for Charles Leclerc.
For Charles Leclerc. I will make sure that man gets what he deserves.
Yes.
Because he's literally, I mean, his nickname in Italian, I'm not going to start and say it because I'm going to butcher it. He literally is the chosen one. That's what they call him in Italian. The chosen one. The man, he's not from Monaco. He is full-bred Italian. Like, he's just, literally this past weekend at Le Mans, what he was posting, like, you are actually the biggest Ferrari fan on the planet.
Yeah.
I'm going to just screw you over week after week, but
yep.
We'll see what this week has in store. I have no confidence, so I have no confidence. Hopefully they're not like the Flyers I tweeted today are slowly reeling me back in.
Slowly, they're getting me there.
One position, slowly fill it, giving me a little bit more hope. But yes.
There's certainly slowly getting there, but I'm still skeptics on the Flyers. But
yeah,
Ferrari needs to do the same thing that the Flyers are doing right now. They need to just
clean house, rebuild.
Clean house.
Yes.
Speak the word rebuild, and hopefully things will change.
But just do follow like the Flyers. Like, they're literally getting rid of everyone from that last regime. All the former, get rid of them all. Because you literally only changed. Did you hear my computer ding by any chance?
No.
It's like a calendar reminder. I want to make sure you didn't hear it. Yeah, just be like the Flyers. Get rid of everyone from the last. Anyone that worked under Mattia Bonato. So Fred can bring in his people. Yep. And we'll go for it.
Get him out of there.
Why did I have to be a Ferrari fan? It just makes sense.
Well,
Ferrari fan.
We can go from that. We can talk about Alpine and the fun times that their crew just had. Thanks to
Jeremy so Clarkson. I didn't know that so Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear. Owen used to watch that show all the time.
Love that show.
I honestly,
I want to watch his show now on Amazon Prime, the Grand Tour. It's essentially Amazon's version of Top Gear, but it's him and the two other guys from Top Gear, and I want to watch it so bad.
Well, I wonder if this is going to be on an episode. But, I mean, did you ever watch, when you watched Top Gear before, because I've seen clips of, Michael Schumacher being on it, Daniel Ricciardo being on it. Do you have any memory?
I don't have any memory, and honestly, if I
were on it and you
did watch an episode that they were on, I would have no, ability to recognize who they were, Yeah,
right. We just know Michael Schumacher from Cars because we love Cars. But yeah, so Jeremy Clarkson back during Monaco tweeted, "Come on, Alpine, I'll buy you a pint if you get a podium." Long story short, we all know SD Bestie was on the podium. So the other day, there is a video. I couldn't find the video. They might have tweeted it of Jeremy Clarkson pulling up on a tractor, pulling a trailer to their wherever they're located, their team factories. So they tweeted that he made good on his beer bet with Alpine from Monaco. And the other day, yesterday, on Monday at the team factory, who's he bring? Caleb from Clarkson's farm along for the ride. I don't know who Caleb is, but sure. But yeah, he showed up with beer. He showed up with kegs and kegs and kegs of beer for the entire Alpine team. And Esteban Ocon was there with the trophy. I've seen pictures. Pierre Gasly was not even near the factory, so he wasn't there. But yeah, he made good on his promise, showed up with some beer.
I'm looking at the picture now, and somebody on Twitter commented saying, notice the film cameras in the fourth photo, and it's the bird's eye view photo of all the whole Alpine team. And if you go towards the center back towards the entrance of the building, you can see Jeremy Clarkson and Esteban Ocon, and there's a woman with a film camera right in front of him. So I'm wondering if that's either something
And that
for
it's going to be
Jeremy
on.
like Clarkson show, or if it's for Drive to Survive.
Or like Alpine's content.
Or Alpine's content, yeah. But no, I think this is fantastic. Like I said, I loved Top Gear. I loved Jeremy Clarkson on Top Gear. I mean, this is cool. It's not only it's the fact of like, all right, congrats, like Esteban, you got podium. You know, here's a beer. It's, hey Alpine, here's your entire factory. Like, I'll give you a beer, and you can see the trailer in the photo. I mean, it is lined with kegs. And I mean,
at first, when I was scrolling yesterday, I saw the video of like the tractor pulling up, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I just kept scrolling. So then, but then I saw the pictures later on. But that I was like, "Yeah, that's." I thought it was cool. Thought it was
I mean,
nice of Jeremy Clarkson to do.
This is very cool. A lot of fun from Jeremy Clarkson. But I mean, it is stocked with kegs and just bottles of.
I know, and poor Esteban Alcon's like mid-season, so he probably doesn't even drink any of it.
Yeah, he probably can't even drink right now.
But yeah, so I thought that was fun to talk about. These are kind of quick before we get to the last two. Next, I'm pissed. I wish this was going to be opening when we go to Boston in a few weeks. So we've known about it, but there is one in England somewhere. F1 Arcade. It's basically a bar with simulators all around. They're kind of comparing it to like Topgolf, but for racing. So Boston's going to be getting one. It's going to be opening in early 2024. The venues are going to have 60 plus F1 simulators, and it'll be the first U.S. location for the F1 Arcade. But yeah, they have F1 Arcade. It said has raised $38 million to build 30 plus global locations over the next 4 years. I mean, I'm kind of shocked they're going to Boston first. I would think they'd go to New York, but that's just me.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they're not far off from going to New York. You know.
Yeah, and I thought the investors were interesting to note. So the investors that are included is obviously Liberty Media, Formula One, Zach Brown, and then it's the last two. It's Lando Norris and Logan Sargent. Logan Sargent, I get Logan Sargent. He's American. He's an American F1 driver.
Do you not get Lando Norris?
No, I do, because he's huge in like the racing and stuff. But I just Logan Sargent just surprised me more because like he's not the most popular F1 driver.
Yeah,
like you would think like Max Verstappen maybe, but he's probably too busy.
Yeah, but just what you said there, like he's the only American driver. He's probably seeing this as an effort and a successful effort to grow the sport of F1 in the United States. I mean, 60 plus simulators, like that's
huge.
That's huge. I mean, theoretically, then you could do one in each state, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mean, the photo looks fantastic, and you're very good. The analogy you had is perfect. It's like the Top Golf of like simulators F1. And everything. You can go get a couple drinks, have some dinner, and then race. And I mean, it's like, this is fantastic to me because it's like, all right, I have my wheel here at home, and I play F1 2022 to get my simulating experience. But I mean, these things are going to have
in the seat.
Yeah, like, these things are going to have the seats. It looks like they're going to have more like realistic wheels, in terms of it. And it's like
the screen looks like in this picture. The screen looks like it's going to be one of those ones that like bend a little bit. Like
I mean, like it's definitely something that I mean we will go to. It's definitely something that I will go to multiple times. And I mean it's really cool. But yeah, I think the investors are cool. The weird one to me is Zach Brown, because it's just like, all right, is Zach Brown American?
Yeah, I'll say he's American.
Okay, so then
have you ever heard him talk?
Well, that's what went through my head, and I was like, he's got no accent, and then I was like, that feels wrong to me to say that he's American. But yeah, I mean, this is so cool because again, like these types of like experiences, like all this stuff, like it's so cool to me, and I see them all the time now. I mean, there's a baseball one out there now too. That is. I saw it the other day. It's this ginormous curved screen right in front of you. Think of like a batting cage. So you have your nets on the side. And what it does is it's got this little tube in the ground and it just pops the ball up to you. Like it would be like if you're at bat and I'm standing next to you and I just lob it up to you. pops the ball up to you, and then you take
And
a
you just
swing,
hit it.
and then it registers the impact, all the data, like a golf simulator or something, and then just displays it on the screen. And it's like, that's so cool. Like that, this is so cool to me. Like I love seeing this.
Because like especially like during the winter and stuff, you don't always want to go to Topgolf or like even the driving range. So like to do something indoors, like with those simulators. But yeah, the sport's growing in America so fast. But yeah, this is definitely.
This reminds me of, I actually saw this the other day. I want to go back just for this. I mean, there's other reasons, but just for this too. That F1 has grown so much in America that simulators now are becoming such a bigger thing, especially for like PC gaming, like enthusiasts. That Micro Center has a full-on like sim setup in their lobby,
oh my
and
God.
They have their website's really cool. It has like a 3D walkthrough of the store, but if you go to that 3D walkthrough and go to the sim, there's a sign on it that says right there, it's like, want to drive this sim? Like, talk to one of our associates. And I was like, I want to go.
You just want to go, just
like, because I mean, it is intense. It's got 3 screens. It's got the full seat.
Looks like theirs.
The wheel is like fully an official. I'm like, this is fascinating to me. Like, I mean,
that's crazy. I mean, I've seen what the ones like the drivers have. I mean, we've all seen what Max Verstappen's sim looks like.
Yeah.
During COVID, when they were all doing like the virtual races and GPs and stuff, you literally got to see all the sims they have. I mean, they're legit. I mean, they practice using that all the time. That's what they do at the factory half the time. But no, that's cool. I think this will be cool in Boston. Good thing Boston's not that far.
It's gonna be a huge hit.
We could go.
It's gonna be such a massive hit with people, and like you're gonna get the like diehard like F1 people like us that are like, we gotta go for this experience, and then you like again,
the people that just live in Boston looking for something to do, like
again, like going back to the Topgolf analogy, like there's plenty of people who go there that aren't golfers. They're just going there to have fun and hang out and eat and drink and everything, and it's like then eventually they'll like get up and like swing the club a little bit, and it's like. It's just, it's fascinating. I love it. You know, I can't wait for it.
It'll be cool. And then moving on to some more golf and F1 related. This
These
goes
last
right into
things that we had are very like entertainment, like
Oh, I can't open the article anymore. But okay, so it came out today that Netflix is.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. Netflix, I'm sure if you Google it, something will come up. Netflix is going to be coming out with their first live stream sporting event. I mean, we all know how well the live reunion for Love is Blind went. It did not work, but that's beside the point. But they're going to do a golf event, and they're going to include, they say celebrities. They're going to include drivers from Formula One and pros from the golf. So obviously it's going to be Drive to Survive and Full Swing. Probably 2 of their popular docu-sports series that are out there. So I thought this was pretty cool. I mean, obviously I tagged Get in the Hole. When this comes out, we could do a live stream with Get in the Hole.
Yeah,
our brother podcast.
So I was able to work my way around the paywall. There's not much here. But it basically just says Netflix is in talks to live stream its first sporting event this fall, a celebrity golf tournament featuring professional golfers and Formula One drivers, according to people familiar with the situation. So
it's going to be before Vegas. They say the fall. It's going to be before Vegas.
I mean, that to me, like again, like this is so cool. I mean, it's such a cool, different way to grow both of their shows on Netflix. You know, obviously you just had Full Swing come out, which I loved. I thought it was a great hit, you know, and
Drive to Survive doing well.
Yeah. And I mean, Drive to Survive is their biggest non-fiction show, you know, like it's just, it's insane. I think it's going to be so cool. And I think, I mean, we'd said the other thing that I just wanted to say was the thing we said before we started recording. You know, there's already F1 drivers that golf. You know, Lando Norris,
and they're pretty good.
And are pretty good. Lando Norris, I think he said Logan Sargent golfs too.
No, not him. It's Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, because they golf together all the time.
There you go, Sainz.
When they just left Miami, they went with Zach Brown and golfed at the Masters, and then what's it called? Alex Albon.
Yeah, Albon. Yeah. Which we had then said, like, it'd be sweet if Albin's girlfriend was a part of this too, because she's a pro golfer. Like, and it makes, like, to me, that would be such a missed opportunity for Netflix if they did that. It was like,
have her a part of it. It is such a huge missed opportunity.
Yeah, like, and people are gonna like be so mad about that, and it would be stupid for them not to do it. But it is Netflix, so you can't really trust them. But
yeah, so it makes me think, like, who else? What other drivers? I mean, those three, you just see they play golf all the time. But I think Charles Leclerc's dabbled. I don't think he's good. He's not very good at other sports, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but they could do something like, if they're going to try to get as many drivers as they can, you would then have to do, like, all right, we'll pair you up with a PGA Tour pro. So it's like...
Yeah, so I feel like that's what they might do, like, pair with a pro.
Right.
From Full Swing to do,
so
which
cool.
Carlos Sainz is going to be, who's the guy that just won the Masters?
John Rahm.
Carlos Sainz was pushing around him that whole weekend. He's going to want him. He's going to want to be his partner.
Yeah, the two Spaniards. That's why.
Carlos Sainz is going to be like, I will do it if you give me him as my partner.
Yeah, it would be so. It would be really cool. I hope this comes to, like, fruition as well.
Same.
I mean, obviously, it's very early in its stages from what it sounds like. It's, you know, people saying, like, hey, Netflix is talking about this, you know, but I think
it sounds cool.
It would be so cool if they did it. Yeah, it makes me very, very excited.
Yeah. And then last but not least, I forgot about this. So yesterday the video came out, before we move on to predictions and stuff. The video came out from F1 where the drivers were guessing their driver scores or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
And, like, with ratings. Each other, and then they showed, the ratings. And they showed the actual ratings at the end. What shocked me the most was Max Verstappen was downgraded from last year. I don't understand how.
I think there's more to this. Because the one article I saw, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
The one article I saw was, like, it was about, like, drivers,
how they do it,
ratings and everything, and it was like F123 like fixed something from F122, and it was like a picture of, like, the person's ratings, and I was like, I wonder if like an algorithm was wrong, you know, in 22, and it got driver ratings messed up, and then, like, things were skewed, or, like, I don't remember, like, what it was, but yeah, I was like, huh.
Yeah, I mean, obviously experience will always change. So, but even this doesn't make sense. So last year, wait, is that? Okay, yeah. So this year hit Max Verstappen's experience was at 84. Last year was at 72. That makes sense because the amount of races that he's done. This year, is it Racecraft? His Racecraft was a 96. Last year it was 98. I don't know. The video they posted did a little, like, screen titles for what each thing meant. Awareness was, well, I only know awareness because Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc were like, what do you mean? Like, they had no clue what awareness was about, but at least they were self-aware that they always crash during practice and qualifying. So that's what they... Awareness, Max Verstappen this year was 85. Last year he was 81. And then pace, this year he was 94. Last year he was 98. So his overall rating last year was 95. This year it was 93. Last year he's won 2 world championships. He's going to win another one not even halfway through this season. Like, how do you rate him lower? I mean, Charles Leclerc also was downgraded as well. And Checo improved from last year. But, like, that was just what I noticed. I mean, I have pictures of everyone. I obviously don't know a lot about the race pace. Well, this was the top 10. So the top 10 was Verstappen, Alonso, Hamilton, Leclerc, Norris, Perez, Sainz, Russell, Bottas, and Ocon. That was the top 10.
I wonder with, like,
I'm shocked Lando Norris is in the top 5.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, right? We know that Alonso is a great driver. We also know that Aston Martin this year really stepped it up with the car and delivered a fantastic car for him to drive. So how much of his rating is, like, car speed and, like, and then, like, driver skill
compared to driver? Yeah.
You know, so, like, that's the one thing that I'm questioning about, because, like, obviously we've seen, like, like the last race, like Alonso struggled a little bit, and it's like, is that him? Is that the car? I haven't watched this video. I'll have to like read more into how they calculate the ratings.
Yeah, the video didn't show everyone. It showed Max and Checo like talking to each other. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, Magnussen and Hulkenberg. Who else? The 3 rookies did it together.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Oscar Piastri had the highest score, which makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
And then they had, which was random, they had Lando Norris and George Russell do it because they apparently did that last year as well. I guess.
Pairing, but okay.
Yeah, I guess Hamilton didn't want to do the driver video with George.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, so I just thought it was funny. I mean, but yeah, their video that they do the good like title screens before each one to tell you what rating means and stuff. But
right.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting. But yes, moving on.
Oh, Canada, our home is land. That's it. That's all you're getting because I don't know the words.
I'll continue the rest. Yes, Canada GP, Lance Stroll's home race, which you would not even know was Lance Stroll's home race. There's been no hype over Lance Stroll.
There's literally whatsoever.
Well, I only knew that because last year it was his and Nicholas Latifi's home race. Because Latifi is actually from Montreal.
Latifi.
Wait, before we start, people are saying they miss Latifi because at least he gave us some drama. He would just crash and cause a red flag. He would crash, cause a yellow flag. He gave us some spice.
You are correct.
He's also one driver you literally, I think, dropped off the face of the earth. But people are hoping he's there this weekend because it's the Canada GP.
What does he do now?
Who knows? But yes, Canada GP. I thought it would be fun to mention 2019 GP between Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton. We've all seen the picture. They pull in, Sebastian Vettel gets out and moves the first place. Like, it's literally cardboard. I don't know what you want to talk about. A placeholder and puts it in front of his car because he should have gotten first. But he got a 5-second penalty for going off the track. I'm pretty sure. I've never watched the race fully through, but I kind of want to. But I'm pretty sure he had a battle with Lewis Hamilton the entire race, which makes sense.
Right.
But yes, then the best thing comes after in the cool-down room. I've seen the video. Lewis Hamilton's asking for Angela, his physio, and they're like, yeah, she's right there. She's coming. And the camera pans and Sebastian Vettel walks in. And it's so awkward. Yeah. And then Charles Leclerc comes in and is sitting there and looks like he's a kid caught between parents fighting, a kid being asked to choose who he wants to live with during a divorce. He looks so awkward because he just got like third, but he doesn't know what to do. But
he's just chilling there. He's trying to just get through the moment.
Yeah. But yes, I thought that would be fun. But let's keep moving.
Yeah, I want to watch that race too.
Yeah. So the Canada GP, it's this weekend, 16th, 17th, 18th. I love these times, man. I love them. Practice 1, are you ready? 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. on Friday. I love it. Practice 2, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Love it. June 17th, Saturday, practice 3, 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Qualifying is 4 to 5 p.m. And then the race is at 2 p.m. on June 18th, and it's 70 laps. Thank God.
Very nice.
There is a chance of rain every day this weekend coming up for this George Russell. It'll actually be rain. Who knows? We're
supposed
to have rain the last 2 races. We only got it in Monaco for like 5 laps, but who knows what's happening in Canada. It is Canada. It is the same part of the North America as us, and the weather's very unpredictable this time of the year. So who knows? But yes, it is happening because there were rumors it was not going to go through because of the wildfires up there. But
yeah, I'm happy that it's happening just because we've already had 2 cancel races.
I saw a thing and it said Max Verstappen's biggest rival this year is natural disasters. We've only had 1 canceled race this year.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's I'm happy they're doing it. I mean, happy that it's race week and everything. But yeah, it should be good. I liked the only thing that
And
I
it's
can
a
hope for is the past got PGA tournament this past weekend was in Canada, and there was
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of like a lot of hockey infused elements with it and everything. And I was like, I would love to see that for the Canadian GP, but who knows if I doubt we'll get that. But
I mean, no, last year, Fernando Alonso went to wherever, the Bell Center, is that where the Canadians play? The Habs.
Yeah.
And he, met, like 3 players. Obviously, if you're not in the playoffs, you're not playing this time of the year if you're not in the Stanley Cup Finals. And there's no Canadian team in the Stanley Cup Finals. But there were 3 players that were there. I want to say Suzuki. I think he's the captain now, but I can't remember. But he gave Alonso a jersey, and Alonso showed up one day wearing it in the paddock, and that was cool. And then
I've been seeing that clip recently because ESPN has been airing commercials for the Canadian GP, and
it's at him
a short clip of somebody walking through a crowd with a Habs jersey on, and I was like, "Who was that?" And then the next time the commercial came on, I looked at the name and it said Alonso on the back, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah, so he got to go. I mean, why not send one? Oh, because he was with Alpine last year, the French team to the French Canadian team, which made sense.
Makes sense.
I mean, maybe they do something this year because they have 2 French speaking drivers with Ocon and Gasly, so we might get more.
I can see them doing that.
Yeah, put them on skates. I want to see them on the ice.
That'd be cool. That'd be.
I want to see them on the ice.
That'd be really funny.
They'd probably be scared to death they get hurt. But then last year you had, I don't know if it was just Red Bull or if it was Red Bull and AlphaTauri. They raced Zambonis.
Yes, yeah.
Red Bull branded Zambonis.
A Red Bull Twitter account today retweeted the pictures of that, saying Throwback Thursday to when Checo raced the Zamboni and everything. Yeah. It was pretty funny.
I mean, I forgot how eventful last year was. I forgot that Checo crashed and was walking through the woods last year during a practice or during the race. Do you know exactly what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I retweeted it the other day because I was like, I don't remember this episode with Bear Grylls. Because it's, I totally forgot about it. But yes, I hope, but yeah, it could rain. I hope it's raining. We need I hope we get a red flag. I know that sounds awful, but I hope we get something.
I would love to see nice, under the, in the weather.
I need a safety car so the gap goes from 40 seconds to 1.
Yeah.
And then back up to 20. I need something. I need something good.
Be very nice to close that gap once it's there.
Yeah. But yes, so obviously the circuit length is 2.7 miles. I think it's a traditional track, which I'm very excited for. I do like the look of. There's a lot of trees. That sounds weird. There's a lot of trees on the Canadian track, so it looks cool.
A lot of trees.
Is this also the track where the beavers always, or the groundhogs always end up on the track?
I wouldn't be shocked.
Charles Leclerc is going to get another letter from PETA thanking him for not killing an animal.
Yeah, right.
And there's 14 turns with 70 laps. So, a decent one. Lap record is from 2019, and it was Valtteri Bottas with a 1:13.78. 0.078. And then the last 2 winners, no shock. He's going to go for the third, Max Verstappen.
3P.
The 3P. But yes, Lance Stroll. That's what I'm saying. People are saying, between Monaco, where you had Charles Leclerc, in every commercial or every ad you saw for the Monaco GP.
Oh,
and then
sure.
Fernando Alonso and Carlos Sainz for Spanish. But if I didn't know who Lance Stroll was, I would not know that it's actually his home Grand Prix.
You don't hear the Canadianness in his voice when you hear him speak.
No. Now I want to know where he's from in Canada. I'm looking it up.
While you're doing that, I'll do my qualifying predictions. I'm gonna go.
Wait, that's how you say their last name? It's not actually Lance Stroll?
What is it?
Strolovich. Strulovitch.
Wow, that's cool.
He's Canadian and Belgium. Oh, he's from Montreal, so it is really his home race.
It's his home race then, yeah, wow.
But yes. Oh my god, am I keeping you awake?
I don't know why I'm yawning so much. All right, what is my qualifying predictions? I don't want to say Max Verstappen because we've seen instances before where Max.
Do you want me to go first?
Hasn't gotten pole. No, because I feel like then I'm just going to base my picks off of you. I'm going to go Carlos Sainz on pole.
Whoa!
I'm just like running through the list in my head and picking whatever name feels right. Carlos Sainz on pole. Checo second. I'm going to go Lando Norris third. And I'll even throw in Max then in fourth. That's where I'm going.
Oh my god, that's the most chaotic.
That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
I feel like Lando is going to capitalize off of his good race and good qualifying last week.
Okay. I'm going to go Fernando Alonso pole because I think they have more upgrades coming.
Okay.
I could just be making that up. Fernando Alonso pole. I'm going to go. I'm not going to include Max Verstappen either just because we know it's all going to happen. I just want to be chaotic. I'm going to do Charles Leclerc second because he's quali king.
That's a good point.
And then he has all new stuff in that car because they replaced everything. And then
he won't be able to turn right this time now.
yeah. I'm going to go Esteban Ocon.
Okay.
They've also have momentum from the past 2 weeks. I feel like keep going.
I like it. All right.
Okay, but I'll give 4. I'm going to say Lewis Hamilton because I also think they have upgrades coming.
Very nice.
Look at us.
Trying to switch it
up.
No
Red Bull.
Make good content for
no Red
people.
Bulls. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, the race.
I
know. Just do it.
Pole Max. It's going to be like a fucking minute-long gap between him and the person in second, which will be, you know what? I'm going hometown boy. Give him the energy. Lance Stroll. I'm going second.
No way.
Yeah.
People have been doubting him anyway, so maybe we'll prove the doubters wrong.
I'm gonna give him that hometown energy. I think, last week, I still think Aston Martin is a very good car. I just think that they have been struggling recently. And I think that the week off in between was good for them. And just come in here, you got the hometown boy coming in, like literally hometown boy because it's Montreal, and he's just gonna go flat out.
Go for it.
Yeah, go as hard as you can. And then third I'll go, you know what? I'm going to stick with kind of the same mentality, not hometown energy, but recent victory energy. I'm going to go Charles Leclerc third, riding off that Le Mans high. That's what I'm
that's for the Ferrari fans.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're kind of similar. I'm going to do Max. He's going to win it. I'm going to do Alonso in second. And then I'm sticking with Charles Leclerc just because I'm a Charles Leclerc fan. Go off the Le Mans high. And I think he was so pissed after Spain. I think he needs to do it for himself. So don't listen to your team because they don't know what they're doing. But
he's got to get a win soon just for himself. Yeah. The man needs something.
And
like I said, I think the Le Mans energy that fired him up. Yeah.
And I think Fernando Alonso came out saying that was the last race he's missing a podium. I think he has a fire lit under his ass.
Yeah, he's got a fire under his ass. I saw that quote too, actually. He's got a fire under his ass.
Yeah. I'm going to go. I have who could potentially be driver a day. I'm going to say Yuki. I think he finally breaks in the top 10 and gets some points. No stupid penalty that he does not deserve. He's going to do it, and I'm going to cheer.
I'm going to be really rooting for him this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm really rooting for him to pull into the points. However, I think my driver of the day is going to be Lance Strolovich.
Strolovich.
Only saying your full name from now on, Lance.
It makes Lawrence Stroll sound that more of an evil character.
My name is Dr. Lawrence Strolovich.
Strolovich.
Yes, and I'm going off of that. With that pick comes from my second place, finishing pick for him, because I think if he gets second place, I think that the answer is obviously very blatant of who's the driver of the day.
Yeah.
So
and
yeah, that's
I think hopefully I feel like there is like a home race curse, and I hope it doesn't hit him.
Yeah,
because clearly last week Carlos Sainz and Fernando Alonso did not have a good race. Week before, we all know what happened, Charles Leclerc. But yeah, good ones.
So,
and yeah, if we're watching together on Sunday because it's Father's Day, we're gonna have just put Yuki up on someone's computer so we can watch his drive.
I'm definitely rooting for Yuki. I think we know he had it last race.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, there was a stupid penalty, and I think that just lit a fire under him. And he's like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm done with the constant 11ths. I'm going to get into the points, and I'm going to do it in a fucking great way. Which, now that I'm saying this, also kind of scares me because he has a tendency to go, off the rails, and then it causes accidents and crashes. And then, obviously, he's not in the points. But we're rooting for him anyway,
I need a good Yuki radio moment because he always has good radio moments.
He's such a good radio personality. He's got the voice for radio, Yeah.
But yeah,
yes, rooting for Yuki. There you go. That's our hashtag for the
rooting for Yuki.
Rooting for Yuki.
Oh my god, that's the title of this episode, Kyle. When you listen to this, hashtag rooting for Yuki.
Rooting for Yuki.
I'll make another picture. I don't know what I'm gonna choose, but I need Yuki. I feel like surrounded by food because the man loves his food.
Yeah,
rooting for Yuki.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Put that one on a t-shirt. Say a prayer for Charles Leclerc. Rooting for Yuki. Let's just keep them going. That could be our whole merch line. Just a little.
Say a prayer for Charles Leclerc. We're
rooting for
Yuki. We need to make that one rhyme though.
Rooting for it kind of.
It kind of does, but at the same time, it doesn't.
Rooting for Yuki. If you're playing a drinking game and just took a shot every time we said rooting for Yuki, I'm sorry, you're on the floor. You heard that.
One more for good measure. Rooting for Yuki.
Okay, on that note, take it away, Owen. Yeah.
That all? If you see my eyes glance this way, yell at me.
That's all, folks.
Because that's what I'm looking at my notes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for listening today to the F1 Underground podcast. My eyes will need to go this way because I'm going to read our social media handles, and I cannot do that from memory. No, it's okay. Thank you for listening to today's episode. It was a little bit shorter than normal. Obviously, we only did the predictions and weekly news. But if you enjoyed today's episode, please give us a follow on Instagram at undergroundf1. And then over at Twitter, that is underground_F1. The two handles are different, so make sure you got that down. If you have any questions for us, anything you want us to talk about on the show, any ideas that you might have, anything you just want to tell us, you just want to share your thoughts, hey, maybe you're rooting for Yuki too. Please let us know at undergroundf1pod@gmail.com. Again, that is undergroundf1pod@gmail.com. That is our email. I check that every day. So please let me know if there's anything, or let us know if there's anything that you want us to talk about, any questions for us, or again, just anything you want to share with us. We would love to hear from you guys. And with that too, please leave us a review wherever you watch or listen to the shows. If you're watching on YouTube, please give a like and a comment. Please subscribe to our channel. Please subscribe to our main YouTube channel. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, Spotify, give us a follow on there. Download the episodes, share the episodes, review the show, stuff like that. It all goes a long way in terms of growing this podcast and our network in general. We would love to take this thing as high as it can go. And like I mentioned a little bit ago, please also go subscribe to our main YouTube channel. That is Underground Sports Philadelphia, all one word. that is where you can get full video episodes of the F1 Underground podcast, Underground Sports Philadelphia, Get in the Hole, streamer season, whole bunch of shows covering a whole bunch of topics that I'm forgetting at this point. And they all video format there and everything. We're trying to take that channel to 600 subscribers by the end of June. And right now we're sitting at 514. So please go give that show a like and a follow. Yeah, we got a little bit more from the last episode. So please, we're trying to take this thing, like I said, as high as we can go. So please go give a like.
Yeah, we have some fun content planned that we hope to post there and stuff. So definitely give us a subscribe.
So, but that is all. Thank you for tuning in today.
Thank you.
And enjoy the Canadian GP, and we will talk to you next week.
See ya.
See ya.